my gosh. Seriously. I don't even know what I just climbed. It was right out of the gate, like the second I left the shelter. But it's good because this morning was very, very chilly. And when there's a climb, first thing, you warm right up. And you got to keep hiking. Otherwise you get chilled again real quick. It was very, very cold last night. I want to zero in on this section. It's just unbelievable how far you can see the mountains go on for. Look at that. Oh my goodness, like, oh my goodness, forever. Anyway, yeah, super cold last night. I didn't start out with my layers, but I ended up adding them. And once I did, I was very comfortable. But it's funny because I woke up this morning and my tent fly was all wet. And it didn't rain. Everything else was dry. It was just probably the warmth from inside the tent contrasted with the cold outside the tent. And the fly got soaked. But that's the beauty of a double wall tent. Anyway, so Mahoosuc Notch awaits. Oh gosh, look at this. It looks like the sun coming through the clouds. Look at that. These clouds look darker in this video. I really, really hope they are not rain clouds. I do not want to do Mahoosuc Notch in the rain. I will not. What will I do? I don't know. Hide under a bush. I don't know. So I better get going. Okay. It's just incredible. But okay, let's go. Okay, here is the beginning. This is the Mahoosuc Notch West. The worst of it is the Mahoosuc Notch, which is in the center. And I guess that portion is a half mile long. And then at point 9, I will complete the Mahoosuc Notch West. I don't know how much video I will take. Hopefully I'll take a little for you to see. But I also just passed a thru hiker named High Pack, and he said that another young guy is coming through attempting a southbound fastest known time, FKT, and he should be passing this section any time now. And I said, oh my gosh, I don't want to be in his way. I will make every effort to get out of his way. But his name is Captain Morgan, or Christian Morgan. He actually holds the record from what High Pack said, if I remembered correctly, and I can always Google this to correct myself. He already holds the second place fastest known time northbound, and the second place for fastest known time southbound. So he is now trying to be fastest known time southbound overall. Like, I'm doing this once, and I'm taking 5 months to do it. Like, that is what I'm capable of. But anyway, it's pretty cool. People who can do this, they honestly really do have alien DNA. But okay, let's do it. So far, from this distance, this west section doesn't scare me too much. But I have a feeling it gets worse. Let's find out. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, I'm in the throes of it. Not getting too cocky, but just wanted to let you know, definitely not getting too cocky. Wanted to let you know I just went through this and actually took my pack off because I couldn't fit. And I got through and then dragged my pack through. No sign yet of Captain Morgan. It would be really great if I was through this section before he came through, because I am taking my time. So far, it's been 20 minutes. Let's see. I have no idea how far I've gone. Let's just say not very far. All right, here we go. I'm trying to stay on task here, but I also want to share, like, what it's like. It doesn't look so bad when you look at it through the camera lens, but there's drops like this, see? That you have to navigate. I don't want to drop in there. That is the goal, not to drop in there. So, is this route the best one for me? I'm not sure yet. I'm going to talk more about this. There's a lot of thoughts going through my mind about what you need to do out here, but yeah, for the most part, you just need to pay attention, concentrate, be thoughtful about each foot placement. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Okay, so I chose against that route. Came around, I was up there, and the drop-off was just too much. It went over there somewhere. I came back around the trees, came through here, and now I am lower. It's so cold in here. They said that we could see snow. Oop, this is actually the way I was supposed to go. Interesting. I did not see any blazes. They're mostly worn off. But they said, and I can feel it, it is so cold down here. They said it's possible that you would even see snow. So, I so far I'm not seeing snow. But it's very cold. I will give it that. All right. Yeah, okay, put the phone away. All right, but I see a blaze way up there, so at least I know that's the line they want me to take. Okay. Okay. Okay, I am officially out of Mahoosic Notch. I have Mahoosic Notch East in front of me. So many thoughts. I hope I remember them all. But what I really wanted to capture was the water. You can hear the water running under the boulders. It's cool. Now, you know what wasn't cool, though? These blowdowns. Now, I get it. Doesn't look like much, right? But I had to crawl under them. I actually lifted them out of the way. Because my umbrella has been catching on things. Branches and whatever that I got to crawl through and scrape through. And boulders I have to squeeze through. So I knew my umbrella would get caught on that. So I actually lifted them up over my head and said, like I need this right now. But anyway. And then you know what? There's a little dirt path I could have taken this way. You know, an easier path if you need it. Okay. Let's finish up the east beast. The beast of the east. All right. The sun is shining high in the sky. But this is what I have to show you. See the arrows? They are telling me over this drop-off to squeeze in there. You see the sun coming through? I am definitely going to have to take my pack off for this one. This will be the third time so far. Okay. Here we go. So yeah, I just squeezed through that tiny hole, dragging my pack behind me as it got caught on everything. Too much like spelunking for me. I can't stand spelunking. If I understand that sport correctly, you squeeze yourself through very tiny spaces, and sometimes you get stuck and they use olive oil to get you out. Yeah, you know what? Never. Do you hear me? Never. I don't care. Never say never. Now, someone will dare you, and then you'll have to. No, that is my thing. I will never, ever, ever spelunk. And you know what? I'm not even claustrophobic. But the idea of not being able to use my arms or my legs to shimmy me free from something, terrifying. Utterly terrifying. And that was not this. There was plenty of room to crawl through, but way too close to the real thing. So don't want to do that again. Thank you very much, AT. You gave me the closest experience I will ever have to spelunking. Now, what's interesting is while I was in there, I am praying like crazy that I will not be in this tight space when Captain Morgan tries to come through. Well, I am out, so that's the good news. But while I was just starting to crawl out, I heard all this screaming. Not bad screaming, like happy screaming. Like yay screaming. And I thought, oh my gosh, he's close, people are cheering. But I don't know anymore. I can't even tell you which direction it was coming from. And now I'm hearing happy whoops from behind me, which would not be the right direction for Captain Morgan. So my thought is, if I'm right, and I suspect I might be, it's Crazy and Sunshine and Portal and Jupiter all making their way across the Mahoosic Notch and cheering each other on, which is really great. My guess is that's who it is. I'm sure I will find out because no doubt they will pass me. But I must move on. I just wanted to show you that. No, see, from here, it looks bigger. It was that. Or was it that? Gosh, I don't even know. I think it was that one. It was horrendous. Icky poo-poo. Only because it was tight. It was in no other way challenging. I just hate being in, like I said, in a space where there's a chance I can't get myself out by the use of my own arms and legs. I do not want to be greased up with olive oil and somehow yanked out by God knows what. A hook. A long hook. Yeah, thank you no much. Thank you so much. No, that's what I was trying to say. Okay. Gotta finish this up. I'm wasting time. Okay. Gotta go. Oh my God, Captain. Congratulations, guys. Woo! We all survived Mahoosic Notch. And got to see Captain Morgan. Woo! I was like praying I wouldn't be in his way. I'm like, please don't let me be crawling through a freaking spelunking hole before. Yeah. That was fun. That was fun. A little hint of fear added in makes it funner. And here we are. We just all finished the Mahoosic Notch. Woo! Oh, hey, Mom, I told Crazy how much you love his top. Trinity. I told him how much you like his top hat. Anyway, okay, now on to the Mahoosic arm. Oh, look at him with his tricks. Oh, look at this. He's showing off for you, Mom. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, time to get some water so we can go climb another wretched mountain. But look at that water. Yummy. And here is the summit of the Mahoosic Arm. Ah, don't want to fall. Yeah, okay, we'll come back this way. Don't want to fall down. I am standing on like this wobbly little, not wobbly, but a not flat section of rock here. So yeah, there are a lot of flies up here. I don't know why. What do they want? Probably my blood. Okay, I am headed to the shelter and it's only noontime, but oh well. I'm gonna make the most of it. Enjoy my day, my half day. And then I'm sadly gonna have another half day tomorrow. There was not much I could do about that. Yeah. Oh God, I can hear those girls, the Crazy and the girls. They're going into town tonight. Jupiter's mom's picking them up at the trailhead, but see, they can get there. I cannot. Well, I probably could if I really pushed, but I'm not gonna, because you know what? It doesn't change a thing in my day. In my schedule, I should say. It would change my day. It would not change my schedule. I'm still spending the night in town tomorrow, so might as well break it up. Make 2 easy days of it. In the end, won't change my Katahdin Summit date by too much. Although, something else might. But that's to be discovered down the road. I'll fill you in when I know more. All right, off we go. This is coming down from Mahoosic Arm. And this is the pond at Speck Pond Shelter. It is so beautiful. Here, let me see if I can get around this tree. Yeah, there it is. And it's so, so peaceful. I've been sitting here for like a half an hour, soaking my piggy toes. It's not wicked cold. It's cool, not warm. It's nice. It's really nice. And you know what? Look what else. That right there is a bench. So you know what I'm thinking? This will be my view for morning coffee. Oh yeah. Alrighty. I think now I'm gonna get back to the tent, finish doing what I gotta do. Be time for dinner soon. Maybe I'll see another moose. You know I want to. I'm gonna have to come back and check. Or any other wildlife that wants to hang out by the water. Yeah. Okay. Here's the shelter at Speck Pond Shelter. Here, I'll show you inside. It's huge. And you know what? It is quiet tonight. I am so surprised. But look at this. It's huge. And it's wicked nice. I don't know. I should have pitched my tent in here. Would have been a lot easier, but anyway, the food is up, the food preparation and water and everything is up that way. Over here, this is nice. They got a line. I know what it's there for. It's to tell you not to probably cross this area, but you know what? It's good. It's right in the sun for hanging wet clothes if you need it. And over here, in this peaceful little spot, I know I keep using that word, but it's true. It's so nice here. There's my little spot. And you know what it is, the difference? This is one of those campsites where there's a caretaker on premises, so it costs money. If I were just a day hiker, section hiker, or backpacker, I would have to pay $15. But as a thru hiker, they have a deal. You pay $10 for your first day and $5 for subsequent stays. So, since I stayed at that imp, I paid $10. Now I'm paying $5 for this one. And again, it's a platform. All the campsites are like this. They're trying to keep, the imprint, the vegetation from becoming killed, really. But, oh, and this is interesting. I haven't talked about this yet. When your water looks more like iced tea, this is actually not bad. So this is how I collect it. And then you can see, like, it's just got like a hint of it. Now this water I collected earlier from a nice fresh brook. Yeah, that's what we like to see. But this was from their spring. It's tannins. I don't even know what tannins are, but it colors the water. And ever so slight taste. Nothing that you can't drink it from, but just an ever so slight taste. I prefer this, but this will do, especially these days. Anyway, I think I'm all set up, and I think I'm gonna just crawl in my tent and hang out till dinner time. I might eat early. I was actually starving and had a dinner at, like, I don't know what it was, 3 o'clock. I was starving, and I had an extra dinner, so I figured whatever. All right, well, see how close I am to the shelter? I love that. And then the trail, literally 0.1, like literally right there. So in the morning, once I'm all set up, just boom, back on trail. And I got the pond right here. I don't know what direction I am. I'd like to know where the sunset and the sunrise is going to be. We'll find out. Well, surely by tomorrow. Okay, that's it for now. Good evening. So I have been here all day and I am just getting around to this video as it's getting dark. No, it's just easier to do this when I'm in my tent for the night. But yeah, I did get here at 1:15 to the shelter. It is Speck Pond Shelter. And I got here so early because I was expecting to spend the whole day on Mahoosic Notch and Mahoosic Arm. It wasn't the case for me. I ended up getting the whole Mahoosic Notch, West Mahoosic Notch, and East Mahoosic Notch done in 92 minutes. And I got Mahoosic Arm done in 85. I gave you the play-by-play on Mahoosic Notch, so I'm not going to get into that. Things I did want to mention, though, things that you're going to want to know. Grippy shoes. Definitely have good grip on your shoes. If your shoes are at the end of their life, no. In fact, I got new shoes right before the Wildcats. I think that's a good idea. There's a lot of rock faces that you're going to just need your shoes to stay in place when you make that step. I folded my pole up only one time to get through a space. Otherwise, I thought I have one pole, and I needed it all throughout the Mahoosic Notch. You're going to need your balance. I definitely needed good balance. I think the most important thing was always looking for the cleanest line. So what do I mean by that? In trail running, when we're running, we're always looking ahead, just ahead of ourselves for the cleanest line, where the least amount of trippables, no rocks, no roots, the least amount of trippables. This is what I was thinking on the Mahoosic Notch. I was always looking for the cleanest line. Where is the line that I can follow that won't have, too much space between rocks, right? Or too much height difference in rocks, or massive drops into, like, crevasses. Seriously. I scooted down on my butt a lot. I only had to go crawl through two smaller places. The one about that I thought was just a little too tight for my liking. It wasn't tight. It's just I don't want anything tighter. That's all. Let's see. I think that's really it. I mean, I was thinking a lot of things today, but I've long forgotten them. That was so this morning. But now Mahoosic Arm, I did not think it was the worst climb on the AT. I thought Wildcat Ledges was much worse. I thought Liberty Springs was steeper. It was definitely technical. There was a lot of rock faces, so grippy shoes. The the thing about Mahoosuc Arm, there are a ton of roots, like thick roots that are not going anywhere that you could grab onto. Tree trunks, thin tree trunks, branches. There was enough for you to grab and handhold to help you. So in the steepest parts, it wasn't, I mean, yeah, it's not easy. You're stepping up and over all these different obstacles, but it wasn't the worst thing, I didn't think. But that was me. So we get done with that. Oh, so just as I had hoped, so Captain Morgan, the guy going after the fastest known time, southbound, I think he's actually going after, he wants to get the fastest known time, either direction, right? Overall. But anyway, you know how I said I really wish I was through the Mahoosuc Notch before he came through because I just did not want to be in his way? I was just exiting it. I had just finished up the entire thing. I was just getting out of the east section when he came around the corner and he was talking to a friend, and I said, "Captain Morgan?" And he goes, "Yes." And I said, "Oh my gosh." And I grabbed my phone out because it was in my hand anyway. And I started fussing with it because I wanted to get a picture of him going by. Like I wanted to get video of him going by. He goes, "Oh, want a selfie?" And I said, "Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that." I said, "I didn't want to slow you down." And he looks at me, goes, "What is it, 15 seconds?" I'm thinking, here you are going after a fastest known time on this thing that's taking me 5 months, and you're probably going to do it in 45 days, like, or less. Like, what is the fastest known time? Does he have to beat like 42 days now? Anyway, and you're willing to stop and take a selfie with me? Oh my gosh. Yeah. And so now I'm starstruck, right? Like, I'm like, oh my God, I just pray he makes it now. Now I want him to make it. He was so nice. Like, "Oh, you want a selfie?" Like, he didn't even like, "Oh, you want a selfie?" No, he was like, "Oh, you want a selfie?" Anyway, so then he was going around the corner, and as he was leaving, he goes, "What's your trail name?" And I said, "Trinity." And he goes, "Trinity." And then right on the other side of that corner was Crazy and Portal and Sunshine and Jupiter. So they hear my name and they yell, "Trinity!" And I yell back, "Captain Morgan, FKD." And they're like, "No way." And they're like, "Woo, woo, congratulations, go, go, go. Have fun, whatever." So the only video I got is of them cheering on Captain Morgan. But anyway, I thought that was awesome. Nice guy that he would stop and take a picture with me. So you see that. So then, yeah, we stopped, got water. I mean, the young people, they just fly. I don't know how. I do not know how. Do you know I was on the Mahoosuc Arm before I even realized I was on the Mahoosuc Arm? So they took off. I, took my time because I'm not sure. I always say at any moment, it was 1 mile long. At any moment, this could get just horrifically worse. So I don't get cocky. I just say, okay, keep slow and steady. But I got there. And when I got to the top, they were having lunch, and that's why you see me with them, but they had been there a while. And then I held back because I wanted them to get going because then I was only a mile from the shelter, and it was like noontime. And I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do with the rest of the day? So I was actually a little frustrated because I felt like I had wasted my day. Because you see, if I had kept going, it would have been useless. It would have meant nothing for me to keep going because I'm going into town tomorrow. I'm going into Bethel. I'll tell you about that in a second. I need resupply. Neil sent me a box. I sent it to a hostel. I was going to pick it up. I was just going to, do laundry, charge devices, the usual, right? So it wouldn't have mattered. If I pushed on, I can't get my reservation any sooner. So I just came to the shelter and hung out and was super lazy day river today. They have that gorgeous pond, so I sat with my feet in there. I actually also put my feet in the spring, that's the word, the spring. ice cold. So I put my feet in there to get the inflammation down, the swelling down. Wish I could have put my knees in there, but it was so rocky, it would have hurt. Yeah, my knees are like, hey, I think we've been doing something these last few days. Yeah. But they're fine. They're fine, but they've definitely been working. So yeah, I just kind of went through videos and did some of the, administrative work, and just relaxed. And you know what? The water was kind of it was just a small, like, net decline, net incline walk, right? When I was going down and coming back. And I was so tired. And I said, you know what? This half day is good for me. I'm a little annoyed because tomorrow will also be a half day, but I probably could use both days, right? So I said, this is good. It's good for me to rest. Don't be upset. I mean, here's the alternative, that the Mahusik Notch and the Mahusik Arm did take me all day. Like, and I was broken by the end of the day. That would have been worse. So how about we just be grateful that I'm in the exact same position I would be if those two stupid climbs did take me all day, but they didn't. So it's a good thing, and I got to rest. So I met actually, I didn't get their trail names. What kind of a bum am I? But I met this really nice guy. I've seen him on the trail a few days. Now I know why. He's a section hiker. He's been out for 6 days, but tomorrow's his last day. And his name is Pete. Really, really, really nice guy. We talked at dinner and a little bit by the pond because he was going to go fishing. And he caught his largest trout to date. But he admits that he has just started fishing. But still, doesn't matter. He caught his largest trout to date. Catch and release. So I thought that was really cool, right? I didn't go back to the pond. I ended up talking with there's a young man and a young woman, young, let's 20s probably, talk with them and Pete at dinner. So we just kind of hung around the food preparation area. And of course, I left my phone in the tent because there's no signal here, zero. So I said, why do I need my phone? And so I didn't get any pictures. And that really bothers me because in hindsight, I wish I got a picture of us at dinner time, but that's okay. It's not okay at all, but it'll have to do. As I'm planning to get up early again tomorrow, despite the fact that I'm only doing less than 5 miles. I almost think I'm only doing, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing 5 miles-ish. But what I'm doing is going, I have to go up something. I don't even know if it has a name. But then I'm climbing Old Spec, which is one of the New England 67s. The AT does not summit Old Spec. I have to do 0.3 up, 0.3 down, so 0.6 to complete it, extra. And that's kind of why I don't know the exact mileage, because I don't know it. But so I'm going to climb Mount Spec tomorrow, and then I don't know, somebody said it's a very rocky, steep decline. Who knows, descent. Here's where the logistics get crazy. I'm staying in town. I was going to stay at the Knoll. Now, the Knoll had 2 pickup times, 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Be there or don't get picked up. But when I called the Knoll for a reservation, she said, oh, we're not open that day. She had to take a personal day for a medical procedure. So, okay, I understand that. But now what? So now I'm staying at it's called Bethel Village Motel. And I need to get my own shuttle. So now I already know this, there's no cell service at the trailhead. The last cell service is on the top of Old Spec. So I have to correctly estimate how long it's going to take me to descend from the top of Old Spec and get to the trailhead. How do I know? I have no idea. So I know the miles for that is 3.5. Okay. So 3.5 miles. So I think that 3.5 is actually without the 0.3. So let's call it 4 miles. In my typical, that would be 2 hours. I think I'm just going to say 3 and wait if I have to. But I have to call a shuttle driver for tomorrow. I got to locate a shuttle driver for tomorrow. Oh, and my Neil had sent me a resupply package at the knoll. Well, the woman there, her name is Homespun, wicked nice. She's willing to drive my package, which she said she received, to the motel. At this point, I don't even know why I'm stopping. I feel like I wish I could just get my package and keep hiking, but I know I can use the break. I get it. Plus, I could probably use a shower, and I could probably use some laundry, at the very least. But anyway, so that's tomorrow. That's my day, and then that's tomorrow. Meanwhile, this is a really cute campsite. It's a shelter too. Really cute. You saw that. I got video. Oh my gosh, really nice shelter. I think the 2 young people are going to stay in the shelter. They're doing work for stay right now. I can see them carrying buckets of something around the campground. Anyway, and the caretaker, Mose, very nice guy. Anyway, all right, so I think that's it. And it's probably getting so dark you can't see me right now. So I shall bid you good night. Until tomorrow. Bye.